Welcome back to Plug X Play.
Plug and play.
Plug times play.
Plug multiplied by play.
Plug to the power of play.
Not quite. That's too many plugs.
I'm trying to rush through this.
So are you only allowed to save the save points?
Yeah.
There's not even like a quick save option?
Nope.
Jeez. I guess we'll just go until you get to a save point.
Let's do it. Probably. There's one in Vendrana, so it's fine.
Okay.
Love these bombs. Don't
Don't
I almost fell off. In Metroid Prime 3, you don't have to use the bombs if you just want to do like a single jump. You can just flick up the Wiimote, and then you like hop up, which is I like that better than having a bomb.
Yeah.
It's faster. What I'm going for. Have you seen speedruns of this game?
I think so.
They're insane.
Do they just like sequence break all over the place?
Yeah, because you just like clip through the wall and go get the ice beam immediately. And it's like when you're out of bounds, like you can soft lock super easily. But when you're out of bounds, you can I forget how you move down, but you can only move up by bomb jumping.
Right.
So it's like you gotta maneuver it pretty precisely, and also just know, like you can't eyeball that. You have to know exactly where you're going. Because otherwise, you'll just end up in the void, infinite blackness,
Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see.
absolute
savings. What a great deal. I cannot ever remember like the actual proper lyrics past all that I see.
Absolute horror.
All I remember is like bargains. What a great deal. What a great find.
Look at these jeans. Damn, it looks sexy as hell.
That's like the only. That's the only version I actually know. I think that's how I accidentally got bred into Metallica. Was like, I mentioned that joke, and I'm like, look, it's on Game Grumps, and he's like, what's the actual song? And then he just likes Metallica now. And I'm like, oh, I guess I did that.
You know the song One?
That is that song.
Is it?
Yes, that's what that song is.
Oh, okay. It's Landmine. Landmine has taken my sight, taken my speech, taken my hearing. Taken my arms, taken my legs. What is it? Taken my legs. Left me with life in hell.
There was an AVGN joke that was that song. He's playing Earthbound, and there's a point in the game where it's like, hey, I'm gonna take your legs, and you can be like, yes or no, I think, and he's like, okay, bam, there's your legs. And then, like, in the actual episode, like, his legs get ripped off, so he just got stubs.
Oh.
And then the game's like, okay, I'm gonna take your eyes. And he's like, fine. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take your arms. And you just see James Rolfe sitting there with no limbs or eyes, and you just start singing that.
How long is this episode been going for?
This episode's only been going for a few minutes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go do the boss, and then we can call it after that.
Okay.
But
sounds like a good stopping point.
Yeah, you know what were you talking about?
James Rolfe with no limbs.
Oh. That sounds like fun. What was I gonna say? Something about one. You know what the song is about, right?
I don't.
The movie Johnny's Got His Gun. You don't know that?
I don't.
Oh man, it's super depressing. Because the plot line is, I'm pretty sure the main character is Johnny. But
don't know what makes me think that, but it's just what I think.
Yeah, he is in war. So it's just like the setup is that he's in like a war zone, and he gets hit by an artillery shell, and he survives, but his arms and his legs get blown off. His eyes get blown out. His jaw gets blown off, so he can't see, he can't talk. He can hear, and he can't do anything else. So he's just like trapped inside a body, pretty much without senses. It's like a sensory deprivation tank
That sounds like it sucks.
for life. So eventually what happens is that he's what's the word?
Rescued?
No, he starts nodding in Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
He's nodding SOS, and like when he finds out what actually happened, because they communicate through just Morse code, like tapping on him, he's like nodding in Morse code. So, but he wants to die because he can't. He doesn't want to live like that, like just a vegetable, or not a vegetable, but you know,
A
like,
veggie table.
like handicapped to the point where you can't do anything ever. But he like super old, so I don't think anybody that watches his videos is ever gonna watch the movie. But so spoiler alert, I guess. He what happens is, I forget, it was like legally, I think they couldn't like put him to death. So like they can't kill him, which is what he wants. They can't so they can't kill him. Sorry, I'm like trying to focus on both things. And what happens is that the nurse that's like looking after him tries to like cut off his oxygen to like have pity on him, except she gets caught, and so he just ends up like in the bed forever nodding SOS in Morse code. So it's really depressing.
It is really depressing.
Just hearing about it is already depressing. Like, you know, have you seen Requiem for a Dream?
Nope.
Okay, well that's a sad movie too, and it's super sad. It's about drug addiction, so like watching that is already it makes you depressed. But I saw Requiem for a Dream, and like the next day, I told my dad that I watched it, and he was like, "Johnny's Got His Gun" is even sadder. So
You think that's sad, kid?
yeah, so I like looked it up and I read a plot synopsis, and I was like, man, this plot synopsis made me sadder than the entirety of the Requiem for a Dream movie. So the song one is about that. So when he says landmine has taken my sight, taken my speech, taken my hearing, that's like
So it's like about the movie?
yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So he's just talking about how he's like he's praying to God to help him and to kill him. He's left with life in hell,
Mm-hmm.
which really sucks.
Yeah. You know what movie's sad?
What movie?
You ever seen the
Toy
movie?
Story.
Don't talk to me about Toy Story.
That's
By the way, out of the 3 Toy Stories, which one do you think is the best?
I don't remember 1 and 2 that well. I think 1, just because it was like the introduction of the concept.
That's an acceptable answer.
But I like I would, if I would rank them, I think you'd think it would be like 1, 3, 2.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know what movie's really sad is you ever see the movie where the guy like he gets a dog and the dog really likes him, and like he gets on a train every day to go to work, and the dog would like follow him to the train station.
Oh yeah, and then like the guy dies, and then
Yeah,
the dog keeps on going back to the train station.
And eventually it just stays there, and it just waits and waits and waits, and then the dog lays down to take a nap, and then the guy comes out of the train and he reunites with the dog, and then you realize the dog is dead now too.
Oh,
It's really really sad because like you don't immediately catch it. The dog just lays down, and then its memories of him and his human like go through his head, and you're like, oh, that's sad. Then the guy comes out of the train, and you're like, oh, the dog is dead.
no. In retrospect, I probably should have saved it just in case I died of the boss. But
What'd you do?
we just haven't saved it in a while.
Oh, that's irresponsible. I feel like we've saved 20 minutes ago, but that probably translates to like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I think if I die, I'm probably gonna have to go back there off camera. But anyways, things are sad. That was the gist.
Movies can be sad.
What was it? I saw. I know Watch Mojo gets a lot of flack for just being goofy, but
Understandably.
what was it? They had like a top 10 saddest moment in sitcoms, and like every time I watch that, I cry. Cause like what was it? It wasn't in the list, but I know when I watched How I Met Your Mother, he has the scene where he's talking about he gets a voicemail from his dad. Marshall does after his dad dies, and he's really worked up about it because he's like, these are the last words of my dad to me, because he died, and so he's like holding a lot of weight on that, so he's scared to listen to it, and when he listens to it, it's a butt dial. So it's like my father's last words to me are a butt dial, like, thanks God. And it's like, I know I'm like dressing it down, but it's really sad when you actually watch it, because he's like he's all giving it a dramatic monologue.
It sounds funny.
Yeah, like the way I've been saying it.
Have you ever seen there are these I don't know how many there are. I saw 2 these videos on YouTube called Sad Full House.
No.
So they show a scene from Full House, and you know how like Bob Saget's wife is dead, so he's raising the kids alone with his 2 friends.
I've never seen Full House.
Well, but you know the premise, right?
No.
Okay, so Bob Saget's wife is dead, and 2 of his friends are helping him raise his kids, or like they live with him, so they're kind of like uncles. And he has 3 daughters, and his youngest daughter, who was at the time maybe like, I don't know, 5 or something, 6, I don't know. I don't know the context, but the scene is like, "You're my dad, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So where's my mom?" And then like the sad music starts playing, and Bob Saget gets on his knee, and everyone gets quiet, and he's like, "Actually, your mom died in a car accident when you were very young." And then like they just smash cut the credits, like dun 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 dun. I gotta find that. I love that.
Yeah, because like normally the sitcoms have like a fun outro music, but when they end on a sad tone like that, they play like different music. But that sounds like not what's the word? They sound like they don't go together.
Yeah, oh, this was definitely edited.
Juxtaposed. And this guy is staring at me like a stalker. He's not actually attacking that much.
He's not actually at the. Oh!
Chaps me in the face.
Oh, I think this is something else a second.
What?
I think he japs you in the face.
Oh.
I'm like, how? That's not a verb. That's a noun.
Oh man, you know For Honor,
Yeah.
video game. Oh man, everybody that's not good at the game, which is most people, plays the Japanese characters. They're weeb ninja people that get they're like top tier, so you don't have to like try hard to be like semi good.
Right.
So what ends up happening is that you just get like people playing Kensei, which is or Kensei or Orochi, which are the 2 people that wield katanas.
Right.
And all they do is just R1 spam, which is light attack. Mm-hmm. And it's just awful because nobody knows how to play the game, and it's just super easy to beat them. And then they have the chat, which is not actually, you don't type anything in. It's just like preset things, so you can like say thanks or wow.
Toontown style.
Yeah. So what happens is like when you beat them like super badly, so like flawless, you beat them, then they'll just spam wow in the chat like 20 times.
Wow.
Just wow, 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 wow. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You're salty. Shut up.
Oh, does C-Stick change your beam?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's how it works. Dude. That's not why it's not for looking.
Here, go back to the wave view a second. The frame rate of the purple for some reason really reminds me of like old like Half-Life or Half-Life 2 weapons. I guess that'd be Half-Life.
Yeah. What is it? I think it's really cool the way they did it because like the power beam is just like normal shape, and then the wave beam stretches it out horizontally,
Yeah.
and
That looked like a hand.
yeah, and then the ice beam stretches it out vertically, and the
Mm-hmm.
plasma beam just extends it,
That's cool.
and it looks really cool. So are we? Well, I should go back to save point.
Yeah. I guess we'll do this until you get to the save point. I can always just cut around a bit.
You know, just the usual. I mean, we've been talking more than most episodes, but
The usual. So like, what's left in this game?
you have to get the other beams. There's a boss that you fight to get the spider ball. There's gravity suit. So
Definitely.
not too much,
But definitely a bit.
yeah. And I use the wave beam to kill these guys.
A decent bit.
A decent bit. What else is there? Because you have to go to the phase-on mines, and then I forget what happens at the phase-on mines. You get the phase-on suit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to.
Did Samus's eyes just show up on screen for a second?
They do.
That's creepy.
And then after that, you get the artifacts, and then you just go fight the Metroid Prime.
Right.
So that's it. It's not gonna take that long. I feel like another sash is good.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you think we'll finish it that quick?
You know, here's the hoping.
4 sessions later. It'd be really cool to finish a game on Plug and Play.
That would be cool. That's do you have what games? Because all I've done is like we finished Mario,
We did.
but that I don't think of that as like an actual game.
No, that's because we cheesed it the whole way. Next time on Plug and Play, something else, maybe. I don't actually know how we're scheduling this. There might just be more Metroid.